Good morning. Today we are continuing with our next unit. Our last objective, we worked on the perimeter and area of rectangles and squares. Today we are doing CO67. I can calculate the area of a parallelogram. So a parallelogram has four sides, but it is not a rectangle. So we have to calculate the area differently. And it's important to know there is a big difference between the parallelogram and a regular rectangle. So an area is the number of square units needed to cover a figure. So remember, the perimeter was how much fence do we need to go around the yard. The area is how much grass we need to cover the yard. So that area is covering all the inside of the figure. So parallelogram is a quadrilateral, so it's got four sides. With two pairs of parallel sides. So it might look like a rectangle. A rectangle has this side and this side are parallel, and these two sides are parallel. So a rectangle is a type of quadrilateral, but not, a type of parallelogram. Not all parallelograms look like a rectangle. It could look like this. So this side and this side are parallel, and these two end sides are parallel. If we continued them going straight, they would never cross those sides, so they are parallel. But our parallelogram, we cannot find the area the same way we do as our rectangle. So instead of saying length times width, like we did with the rectangle, we're going to say base times the height. So the formula to find the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Notice on the line that I drew here for the height, we're going to the top point all the way down to the base. We are not doing the side. It is to that top point of the parallelogram straight down to the base, so we're making a right angle. If we look at our side, it is slanted. It is not a right angle in the corner. So we can't use that side length. We have to use the heights, straight up and down. So be careful when looking for the height. The height is a vertical line. Sometimes you need to imagine it or draw it in that connects the bases. So we have the base on the bottom and the base on top because they're parallel. We call them both the base. It is not the diagonal side. A lot of people forget that. So you need to remember, with a parallelogram, we don't want the slanted diagonal side. That is not what we're looking for. So let's look at our top row here. The directions say calculate the area of each parallelogram. We are using the formula base times height. So what is my base of this first parallelogram? Lilia? 12 centimeters. So that base is that bottom parallel line. What am I going to multiply it by? Zelda? 6, because remember I said it's that straight up and down where we have that right angle. What is 12 times 6? Liam? 72. 72. So because I have my measurement here, I know it's centimeters. I'm going to say centimeters squared. It is 72 centimeters squared. Do I do anything with the 8 centimeters? Do I do anything with this side measurement?
No.
No, that is extra information. I cross it off so I don't get confused. So the diagonal side, cross it off. Don't be confused by it. Marina.
You know how you said like centimeters squared?
Mhm.
On this test, if you don't put that, it goes wrong.
But I'm trying to teach us proper math so we become strong mathematicians. So I'm teaching us 72 centimeters squared so we understand. What I don't want to see on a test is somebody saying the answer is 72 squared. Because 72 centimeters squared is very different than 72 squared. So we don't ever want to square a number if it's the measurement that we're trying to square. Because we're multiplying a centimeter by a centimeter, we know when we multiply something by itself, it becomes squared. So that's why it would be centimeters squared, because it was a 12 centimeters times 6 centimeters. So we multiply the 12 times 6 and then centimeter by centimeter, and that's why we get centimeters squared. But you are correct. On the test, I'm not going to mark it wrong, but I do want us to get into that good mathematician habits. Let's look at our next one. What am I going to multiply? What is my base? Callie.
12 times 17.
So which one is the base?
17.
17. But wait a minute, isn't my base on the bottom? And that 17's on the top. How does that work, Melanie?
They're parallel, so they're the same.
They're parallel, they're the both bases. So it doesn't matter if your number's on the top base or the bottom base. Because it's a parallelogram, you can use either one. So they're both considered a base. What is my height? Layla? 12. Because we can see that dotted line going from one base down to the other base, there would be a right angle right here. They don't have to write that right angle in. But that dotted line going straight up and down tells us that that's the height. So we have 12 centimeters times 17 centimeters. What is the area, Layla? 204 centimeters squared. And those 12 centimeters times 17 centimeters. So it's centimeters squared. So what is my base for my last parallelogram? Zelda. 10 inches. What is my height? Sawyer. What is the height? How do you know it would be 5, Sawyer?
Because
It has the right angle. It doesn't always have a right angle there, but if it does, we know that's the height. We know it goes straight up and down. That dotted line from the top base to the bottom base tells us it's the height. What is 10 inches times 5 inches? Madison. 50 inches squared. Because it's inch times inch, so it's inches squared. What do we do with the 6 inches? That diagonal side, what do we do with that, Layla? Cross it off. That's extra information. Don't be confused by it. We don't need that side to find the area. Any questions on how to find the area of a parallelogram? Let me erase so we can look up on what our work is for today. We have some more parallelograms to find our area, and then you have your review on the bottom. So make sure you find the areas. Try to do the measurements correctly. Try to give a measurement on the end of the area number. Okay, it takes practice, so see if you can write the correct measurement to it. Do the review. When you are finished, you can come have me check it. You can work on your math packet that is due next week, Friday. You can work on Khan Academy that is due this Thursday. Checking to see if you have any past due Khan Academies. Remember, if you finish any Khan Academy that's past due, a past assignment, you have to send me an email to let me know to go check it, because otherwise I'm not going to know that you have it done. Okay. So if you are all done with the Khan Academy for this week, and I know a couple people have turned in their math packet, and you don't have anything to work on for math, you can study social studies because our test is tomorrow. If you are watching this at home, I hope you are well. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.